probably need a bit more context into why one was being paid and one wasn't. But that does seem a bit unfair, although it depends on what, I suppose you need a bit more context in terms of what was one doing.
So
in terms of what?
It seems as though the older sibling, which is the brother that was getting paid, was due to go off to college. And therefore, the parents thought it would be helpful if he had some work experience. And so I think he was working there more on a regular basis, and therefore he was getting paid. The person who was asking the question if they're in the wrong, they're slightly younger, and apparently they weren't asked to be officially part of the business, nor did they volunteer. However, because they used to come to the restaurant, the family would ask them to help out, but they would refuse because they wasn't getting paid.
I see. Yeah, it's a tricky one, really, yeah, because I suppose if it's a family thing, I suppose it wouldn't be unreasonable to expect people to help out. But at the same time, if you're paying one and you're not paying one, then I can see why one would be disgruntled. You probably ought to be getting paid something, even if it's not loads, at least something. It's not nice to work for free. You want everyone to feel valued. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think that if they don't want to work there at all, I think that's fair enough. But I think if they are working there or helping out, I do think they should be paid for their time. So in accordance with the hours that they're working, their contribution, I think it would be nice if they are getting paid something because they are working. So like you said, their labour should be remunerated. So do you think because the person who was asking this question was not working there full time, they were only being asked to do the odd task here and there, do you think then that perhaps they should recognise that it's a family-owned business? From what we can decipher, the business is quite new, and therefore perhaps the family wouldn't have had enough money to employ that many members of staff full-time. So perhaps the person should not feel too disgruntled at being asked to do certain tasks without being paid for it, and look at it as them helping the family business grow.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think if it's like literally, not much, then I can understand. But I think if it's like literally a regular basis and we're talking hours, probably does deserve to get some kind of compensation. But yeah, if it's just the odd task, like, I don't know, putting some chairs away or, helping to clean up a few tables at the end of the night, yeah, that's not the end of the world. So I guess it depends sort of the volume of tasks that's been given to him and, how often regular it's also being given to him as well.
So generally speaking, do you think it's right for, if there is a family run business, do you think it's right for there to be an expectation that the members of at least the immediate family should be part of the business and to work in the business?
In terms of working there all the time, no, I don't think that's right for the expectation to expect them to work all the time, especially if you're not paying them. However, if it's like helping out, like I said, helping out with odd tasks, I think that one is okay. But I think if you're expecting them to work there regularly and you're not paying them, I think that's a bit overboard.
That reminds me of a topic that I saw recently in which somebody wanted tickets for an event and they paid for the tickets, but the person they were speaking to wondered why they didn't just go to the person who was running the event, who was someone that they knew personally, and just ask for a ticket for free. So that sort of situation often comes up in businesses where, for example, if we have this family restaurant, it could be that other family members might come along and expect to get their service and their food for free or at a very reduced discount because they are friends with the business owners. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that if you know the business owner, you should get your items for free or reduced price? Or do you think that if you know the business owner, you should pay full price because you're supporting the business? What do you think?
Oh, very controversial topic here. I think it's a case-by-case basis. I can't really speak for everybody. I think it depends. I don't think it can be like a blanket thing because there'll be some businesses that kind of need every sale where they can't really afford to be given any items for free, etc. And like some of the small businesses, particularly at the start as well, maybe really struggling because, definitely in the early stages, I can understand, probably have to spend a lot in terms of, setting things up and they may not necessarily be getting as much revenue back yet. So I think at that stage, I think it's probably will be difficult to be giving things away for free. Maybe it might be able to give like a special discount, but in terms of giving away things for free, that's probably a step too far for early businesses. But maybe for late businesses, for businesses that have been around for a while, then maybe that might be different. Maybe they might be able to offer some kind of discounts, etc. But again, it depends on the business by business basis. So
yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. It's a case by case basis. I think it's always nice to offer. And if the business owner decides that they're happy for you to have the item for free or for a reduced price, and that's fair.
Also, I know that some celebrities, they do like kind of, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Like I remember when this was a few years back, I think when Serena Williams was still playing, I remember Beyonce and Jay-Z being in the Serena's box for one of the Wimbledon games. I think Beyonce was on tour, I think, at the time. So she was in the box for that game. And then I would imagine maybe, if when, Beyonce will be performing, probably Serena will probably get tickets, to be able to go to see her concert. So I think there's quite a bit of that in the celebrity world anyway, in terms of, doing favors for each other.
It's actually not just in the celebrity world. So I was on TikTok recently and this woman got her hair done and she said that she didn't pay for it because it was service for service. So this woman is a nail tech. So she did the hairstylist nails and in return, the hairstylist did her hair. So there was an exchange of services in lieu of payment and also for promotion of each other's businesses as well. So it's not just celebrities that do that as well. But yeah, that's a very good point in terms of a quid pro quo approach.
That's interesting. I didn't realize influencers were doing that as well. And that one's an interesting one as well, because I would imagine like doing nails is probably much cheaper than doing hair. But I suppose if you're able to promote each other, then I suppose maybe it kind of balances off.
It can be, or perhaps it's nails twice or three times to match the price of the hair. So it could be something along those lines. But I think if we go back to our initial topic, which was with regards to, people working in your business, family working, friends, etc. I think maybe that's something we can explore in another podcast, which is about building your team if you do have a business, because I think that's really important. If you've worked in a company, you recognize how important your team is that you work with. And equally, if you have your own business, the team that you build is also really, really important and can dramatically affect the operation, the smooth running, and the happiness or even the success of a business venture. So that's something we could explore in a future episode.
Yeah, no, sounds good.
And guys, we love to talk about property. So if you guys have anything you want us to discuss relating to that, or finance or money or business, let us know. We'll be happy to delve into that. You can follow us at BusinessQPod on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.